Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And today we're back with another one eyeshadow look in the color orange. Yeah, so I'm very excited to add this color to our collection. We did an orange one maybe 2 years ago. I feel like it was like right when I graduated college. This one's better. Spoiler alert, this video is better. If you enjoyed it along the way, please give it a like down below and subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. We're at 48,449, something like that. So please subscribe down below. Thank you so much for all the support. Here is your warning. You're going to want to do your eyes before your face because there will be fallout. Orange will fall onto your base makeup. So you want to go ahead and do your eyes, then do your base, so you can just wipe off that fallout and then do your base makeup, and either do your base makeup twice or do touch-ups. But yes, let's get right into the video. Here we are again, man. I'm glad you're back. We're going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer on the eye. I prime my eyes with that, of course, per the always, como siempre, okay, per always. And we're going to be using a light primer because we'll be using a bright eyeshadow. The light primer plus the bright eyeshadow equals success, all right, because the light primer will really make sure that the bright color has a fighting chance to show up the way it does in the pan. For the orange, I did audition mini oranges for this part. I did it. Orange eyeshadows are tough. Oranges and reds are tough because you need something that doesn't, orange can lean too brown, it can lean too yellow, it can lean a little pink and coral. So we're going into the Beauty Bay Bright 2.0 palette, also como siempre. But I was trying to, I went through many oranges. One was too yellow, one was too pink. This is the perfect orange, I think, and this is in shade Calypso, so we're going to be using this orange. But you can use any orange that you have at home. It doesn't have to be the exact same eyeshadow or the exact same brushes. You want to use something that's comparable. This video, we're going to do a Lauren Brown brush breakdown in the beginning. I'm going to show you the brushes we're using and why. So I'm going to start off with the fluffy brush up near the brow bone because fluffy brushes will diffuse. Right, so we're going to use the fluffy brush up near the brow bone. As we go down the eye, we're going to go for more tapered brushes, really meaning that the brush bristles are closer together, and those are going to help us build definition. And then lastly, we'll go in with this flat brush on the lid to really pack on the color. So here are the brushes we're using, and let's get into it. Also, let me know down below if you like the brush breakdown in the beginning or in the middle. So we're going to go into shade Calypso, and this is the one eyeshadow look, so this is the only shade we will be going into. And I'm using that fluffy brush. This is fluffy brushes from BH Cosmetics. I got this in like middle school, so they don't sell it anymore, but any brush that is comparable to this, something with a lot of fluff. And we're going to start out towards the ear, so this is the outer corner of the eye, and I'm starting in the crease. Where's your crease? That's like halfway between your eyebrow and your lash line. When you look up, look down, that fold, that's your crease. Let me pat this down. I like to make sure that my primer is nice and flat. Okay, everyone, you don't need to know where your crease is. We're not cutting the crease today. Some people are saying, thank God. I get it. We're not cutting the crease today, but that is just kind of where the anatomy is, so I can tell you, where we're applying this. And I'm going in with circular motions, and I'm blending all the way up to the brow bone. In fact, I'm even hitting that brow a little bit, okay? If I feel like I covered the brow too much, then I'll just go back in and fix the brow later. But I want to get very close to that brow because I want to cover all the white. This is the girdle. This is the undergarment. This is the Spanx, this primer, right? This is what goes underneath. Nobody needs to see it. And I'm going all the way across the eye. We're not cutting the crease, and we're not doing multiple colors in the crease. So you can start in the inner corner, you can start in the outer corner, as long as you make it all the way across the eye. We're blending that all the way up to the brow. And see how this is diffused. Now, if you're new here, we are in a one eyeshadow series, and I think this is the last color. People want me to try black, people want me to try white, so we'll see how that goes. But I've already done red. I've done orange before many years ago, but this is better, okay? My skills have grown. My skills in explaining, and also my skills in makeup, but mostly in explaining and editing. My lighting is better, so we're doing orange again. But we've done yellow, we've done green, blue, purple. We did like a bright purple for that. What else? Red, and pink, and then we've done dark brown and light brown. So we're in a one eyeshadow series. And something that you'll see as we move on to the brushes and as we continue on with the tutorial is that with every brush, and this is why we use multiple brushes, it's one eyeshadow, multiple brushes, the orange is going to look different. So as you can see here, it's bright, it's vivid. Like I said before, I really wanted an orange that's going to show up and not be yellow and not be soft, because orange doesn't get a lot of shine. It doesn't. It's like you use orange when you're trying to do red and then it turns into red, or you use orange with brown and it turns into brown, but orange by itself doesn't get a lot of shine. It really doesn't. And so you see this is like a softer orange, and as you see when we switch our brushes, it will become more vivid. And you know what? Let me stop giving spoilers away. Let's get into it. Next, I'm going to go in with this Morphe M441. I'm going into shade Calypso again, and I'm going to really concentrate this more so in the crease. So in that fold, and your crease may look different. They come in different shapes and sizes. So that's fine. You're going to just concentrate this halfway between the brow bone and the lash line, and that'll give you a good reference on where your crease is. And as you can see, this eye has more definition than this eye. We want definition. Even though it's one eyeshadow, everything in makeup needs definition. It's the same reason why we add highlights and contours onto the face and not just foundation. Everything needs definition. Your natural eye has definition, like without eyeshadow. If you ever looked at your eyelid without any eyeshadow on top, there's definition. So that's why we're using this brush here. It's giving us a more concentrated orange. As you can see, it looks darker. It's not darker. It's the same eyeshadow. Guaranteed, it's the same eyeshadow, but it looks different because of how tapered this brush is and how closely packed the bristles are, which really means the brush is like, it looks skinnier. Now I'm going back in. You're never ever going to do a step one time in a Raggedy Roll tutorial. You're not. Everything takes blending, okay? Even a simple eyeshadow look like this. So I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush and just repeat that first step to really blend what we just added and make sure that everything is cohesive. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take this Morphe M433. It looks dirty. It's not. It's stained. Okay, and I'm going to go into shade Calypso again. And I'm going to apply this in the crease as well. And I'm really going deeper into that fold. Yes. Okay, now we're gonna go with this flat brush. This is a Morphe M224, and I'm pretty sure they redid their entire brush collection, but I know they still sell these at Ulta. So if you want to check this brush out, or if you have any other flat brush, that'll work. And we're going into shade Calypso again. And we are going to apply this right to the lid. And this is always the most interesting part to me, because as you can see, it looks totally different. I feel like the flat brush makes the eyeshadow color look the most like it does in the pan, because it's just solid. I don't know the math on that. Maybe because it's the most concentrated. And we're adding this here. Not too much though, because you can already see it will start a line of demarcation. Blending is fun. I always encourage more blending than you think, because a lot of, especially beginners, I assume that a lot of beginners watch my videos because, you know, tell me a lot of beginners watch my videos. Also because this eyeshadow look is simple and people who are beginning want simple eyeshadow looks. But I always say, you know, you need to blend more than you think you do, because people get discouraged by needing a lot of blending, but there is a stopping point. And like, for example, too much ruffling on the lid will start to make this eyeshadow separate from itself. So you do have to be mindful about that. I'm really just packing this on, and I'm also going to pack it up to the crease. It'll look crazy for a second, but I wouldn't steer you wrong knowingly. Emphasis on knowingly. Still a human. I might steer you wrong, but not on purpose. Now I'm going to go back in with one of those taper brushes. This is actually the second most tapered brush. And I'm going to blend that harsh edge that I just introduced. How do you see why I say do your eyeshadow before your base? Right. I'm going to just swipe this away in a second, but here's where we're at. Now, the reason why I go so in depth and explain every single step and why we do things is so that you can look at yourself and have an evaluation moment. Here's your evaluation step. All right, you're looking, you're seeing what you like, what you don't like. If you feel like it is not blended enough at the top, it's too harsh of an edge, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna go back in with that diffusing brush, because I explained that the fluffy brush is going to diffuse, so you're gonna go ahead and use that. If you feel like it's looking too one note, it's not looking dark enough, doesn't have definition, you're gonna go back in with those taper brushes. If you feel like it is not bold enough on the lid, you're gonna go back in with that flat brush. So this is the moment where you sit there, you evaluate what you like, what you don't like, and I hope that my explanations can help you to kind of problem solve and figure out how to solve that, right? This is usually the part where I say, okay, I'm gonna do my base. I already have my base done, which by the way, let me know if you want to see an updated orange base tutorial. I use different products today, and I think I really like it. So since our base is already done, we're gonna go ahead to the Waterline. Today we're gonna be using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and Milk. Once again, como siempre, you know, for forever, for always using this. And I'm gonna be taking a craft brush. I like to use a craft brush because it will help me, first of all, I didn't know for the many years that I own this product that you could sharpen it. So that's first. So, you know, it's humongous. So getting that in that little bit of space is very hard to make it precise. But I feel like this also makes it more concentrated on this small little brush. Now you can use an orange if you have something orange to go in the waterline. I don't. Also, fun fact, if you want to make this totally orange and you want to match it, you can add this white and then just add the orange eyeshadow on top. But I think the white is going to make it open up the eye, is going to be bright. So we're going to use this white. And I'm going into the waterline. I'm going along the waterline. So parallel to the eye, not perpendicular like this. That's scary, okay? When people say, oh, I feel like doing the waterline is so scary. Yeah, that's really intimidating. Don't do that. Go along the eye. I feel like it's safer and less intimidating, okay? I don't want makeup to be an intimidating thing for you. It's really fun. It can be super fun. Don't do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this under eye. If you want to see more about setting powder and learn more about setting powder, I have a setting powder 101 too, because this brush with a little bit of setting powder is what's going to help us clean up that mess. Amen. All right, now what we're going to do is you can add primer if you would like. I recently did an eyeshadow primer necessary video, and I found that using a little primer on the lower lash line can help it pop more, but it's not necessary, right? So you can, if you have some primer on the back of your hand, I'm out. I'm done. I don't know more primer. If you have some primer in the back of your hand, you can add that to the lower lash line. If not, walk with me. You're going to take that flat brush, and I'm going to just go as close to that white as possible without covering it. And going along the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with that taper brush and blend underneath the eye. And orange is a really fun color. So I've been in a one eyeshadow series, and then in the shorts tab, and also on Instagram, TikTok, all the short videos, I've been in a blowing out color eyeshadow into blush series. So like how I blow green into blush, how I blow brown into blush. And let me know if I need to do like a full YouTube video on that, because I will. I'm here to serve the people, okay? But orange is a very easy color. Probably the second easiest, only to pink color to blow into blush, because I wear orange blush a lot. So because it's so easy blowing the blush, and it is, you know, so flattering on the cheek, I can be a little bit more willy-nilly with blowing this out on the lower lash line, as opposed to like purple or brown, where it can get very bruisey, and it cannot look flattering. I'm gonna take that fluffy brush and just blend this out a little bit more, because why not? I feel like blowing out your blush makes your whole makeup look way more cohesive, and it's just fun. Anywhere where I can add color, I'm like, yeah. I'm going to take this Beauty Bakery Snackaroons Blush in Hey Pumpkin, which is another fave to the show. I hope they still sell this because I use this all the time. I've also been in a whole like, not front, but all my favorite products keep getting discontinued, and you guys tell me in the YouTube comments, so thank you for always telling me that. But today I'm going to be opening like 30 plus PR packages, so hopefully we have some new products to play with that, you know, are in stock and that you guys can get the exact replicas if you would like. Well, not the exact replicas, the exact same thing as me. Adding a little bit to the forehead, to the nose. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put on my lashes. If you want to know how to put on lashes, I'm not leaving you for dead. There is a how to apply lashes video that I made recently that is even easier than my former how to apply lashes video. So shout out for growth. Also, guys, let me just, before I do that, if you want to add some white to the inner corner, because I always add white to the inner corner, you can. I'll show you what it looks like with and without it. So this is a little bit of white. If you want to keep it strictly one shadow, you keep it strictly one shadow. I want my title to be accurate, so I want to show you that you don't need it, but if you do it like me with every single look, then there's that. This is white, this is no white. I'm going to go put on lashes really quickly, and we'll be right back for the final look. Okay, so the lashes are on, and we are back. Here is the final look. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and you recreate this look, I would love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anywhere, Threads, anywhere, at Raggedy Royal. And you can also DM it to me if you're like, girl, I'm not posting this. That's fine. I just love to see the recreations. It makes my day. If you want to see more of my life, more of my looks, you can check me out in the shorts tab. We do way more looks, way more videos over there, and on all my socials at Raggedy Royal, the same way it's spelled down below. Please subscribe. We're almost 50,000 subscribers. We're at like 48,449 or something like that, but who's counting? So please subscribe down below and give this video a like if you learned anything throughout. Also, what series should we do next? We just did the one eyeshadow series. We've done this will complete the entire rainbow, and we've done 2 browns. So we've done red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, light brown, and dark brown. But what should we do next? Let me know. I love having a series, something that we do week after week after week to build upon, you know, skills and build our makeup toolboxes. Also, let me know any other video you want to see down below. I owe y'all a piercing video, a whole bunch of videos. So stick around. I'll see you next week. Bye. Wait, guys, I changed the lashes. These are much better. Much better, much better, much better, much more wispy, much less voluminous and thick. But check me out on other socials, and I'll see you next Saturday. Because I'm on a Saturday. I think I got like 4 or 5 Saturdays in a row. So Saturday is our new upload day, and I'll see you next Saturday.